Hey guys, welcome back to Super Iron Report Reviews. My name's Steve, and today I'll be going over the Ninja Turtles Donatello from the new movie. And I gotta say, Donatello is probably my favorite of all the Ninja Turtles just because he was the one that always clicked with me the most when I was a kid, just because I was pretty nerdy and geeky, and so was he, so he just kind of registered with me a little better. So I'm actually really excited about this guy being in the movie, and he actually doesn't bother me having all these like random gadgets and stuff going on with him because he was always the more techie of the turtles, so it makes sense to go with this route. Granted, the glasses are a little bit much, but I have to wait to see the movie if I really do have a big problem with that. But I'm really excited about to get this guy out of this package. So for the packaging, it's pretty much the standard with all the other turtles, where it was the Ninja Turtles instead of Teenage Mutant, which is odd. But it has Donatello raised up in the front with all the other turtles in the back, which I think is a really neat touch. Then for the back of the packaging, it just shows everybody else in line with all of his brothers, and with Splinter, April, Shredder, and the Foot Soldier. And then there's the bio if you guys want to check it out for a sec. Alright, we good? Alright. And that's pretty much it for the packaging. Let's get him open up out of his plastic prison. Alright, so for starters, we're going to go over his accessory, which is his yellow bow staff, or extendy pipe thing if you want to call it. Which on the trailer, I think it actually looks really cool, where he's sitting there using it and trying to deflect bullets up with it, which is odd. And then where he has it propped underneath one of the cars when they're sliding down the snow hill, and he just ejects the car, ejects the staff into the car, and the car just goes flying. I just thought that was actually really neat, and it actually helps to show off Donatello's ingenuity, which I think is really cool with the way he tweaks the weapons. So overall, this actually looks really plain in comparison, and I would have maybe have liked even just to see this in a different color other than yellow. Like, since it's more of a pipe in there, I would imagine they should just want some gray plastic even if they weren't going to detail it up, but I think it looks alright nonetheless. Alright, getting into Donatello himself. Overall, like with the head sculpt here, I'm not very happy with it, because looking at mine, you can see where his eyes here, if you have his head centered, his eyes are a little bit cockeyed looking to me, which it doesn't actually look like it's the paint on the eyes problem here. It's just the actual mold itself. So he has more of this kind of like rock, kind of like he's like giving you like the eyebrow or something, which is a little bit odd. And you can tilt his head to kind of correct it, but it's just, that's a little bit of an eyesore. But I really like how he actually has more tech on him, because it doesn't fully bother me. It's just like the glasses were a little bit much, but I still like. I think the night vision goggles on here are pretty cool, even though you can see where there's some green paint just kind of blotched down where the connections would be for the two sets of sights on here. And he's got this headset on this side, which I think is pretty cool, even though I really don't know who he's trying to communicate with, because none of the other turtles actually have headsets to communicate with. And when you come over here, though, you can see that there's the other part of the strap here, which actually isn't painted, which this is the start of a trend that you will see on this figure quite a bit. I really like the backpack on here. Like, I think it looks pretty neat, and it really reminds me of a proton pack. Like, he's like, I'm afraid no ghost. But anyways, I'm assuming this is some kind of like communication device with the antenna here and the radar dish over here. And it's pretty neat because it looks like it's just like a bunch of hobbled together parts that they found in the sewer. Like there's the hose to like a vacuum and stuff like that. It's cool. I really do like that. And I really appreciate like how he has this like commando look going on here with like the straps going down here. And then over here he's got like the little data pad going on this hand. While still having some of the samurai look to him with the pants down here. And then the armor covering this hand over here. And the same down here with the straps and his shoes here. Which I can't really tell because it looks like they're supposed to be like his toes are peeking through. And it's just kind of odd that they covered it up with the black paint there instead of showing it through like they did on some of the other turtles. Like when we get the Michelangelo, you'll see that they actually painted those. So that's a little bit odd. And then there's one thing that really bothers me on this figure, because when you look at the front, it doesn't look all that bad with the paint out here where they painted over the straps and stuff, that looks pretty good. And I understand why they didn't have paint down there. I get it. But then when you come around here, they literally just stopped painting the back of it. And you can see there's more of it here, which this isn't really covered that well, so I would hope that they would have painted this, but I can get it. But especially down here where they already started painting it and then they just blatantly just stopped doing it, which it shows up on Playmates, some of the Playmates figures, but this is pretty unacceptable to me. Like, that's actually just really bad in my opinion. You'll see some more of it on here too, of course, where coming around to this arm, you see where the straps are here and he's missing paint there. And another really big one, at least on mine, is on his chest part of his shell. You can see where, like, this is part of his shell right here, but they didn't paint over it, and it's kind of ugly looking on mine. And the same over here, like they missed some of it over here. And then it's just, that kind of bothers me a bit, so. Overall, like, I don't think his mold is that bad. Like, granted, the head's kind of poopy, but most everything else doesn't look that bad, but it's just the paint application on this guy is just very hit and miss for me. So, overall, I don't think he's horrible, but it's just, if you compare him to Leonardo and Raphael, it's just, he's very lackluster. And another thing I want to show off with Donatello is with his accessory, he doesn't really have a good way of holding it, at least in my opinion, because you can hold it with his one arm, which kind of, without the rotation at his wrist, he doesn't really get a whole lot of play with it. Like, you kind of have him like standing, and then you can have it coming down to where it looks like it's sitting on the ground. And then you can get him to hold it with both hands. It's a little bit of a pain, but he holds it really close to him like he's playing a guitar. And that's really the only positioning you're going to get with him holding both of them, which it's a little bit of a bummer. And the same with this hand, because there's no rotation at the wrist, there's just nothing really to go on with him holding onto it, and he holds it kind of at this weird angle. So it's a little odd for me. It's not really that bad because, especially with some of the old figures, they don't really hold them all that well, great as well. But I just wish they would have maybe improved on that a bit. So getting into his articulation, his head's on a ball joint, but it can only do a swivel. And if you wanted to look a little bit sideways, you can pop it out a little bit to get him to look a little bit more in a cockeyed direction. But I wouldn't really recommend that because you'll stress the plastic out on it a bit. And here at the peg, he has a peg joint at his shoulder, so they can move up and down, all the way around. Same with that at his elbow. It has a nice rotation, moves in and out. Nothing here at the wrist, which I really wish they would have added something there. And it's the same here at the waist, because I could have seen they made this a separate piece and had them actually be able to rotate, because a lot of the cloth is hiding the plastic here and of the shell, so it wouldn't really look ugly with the segmenting. So that's a little bit of a bummer. And then his legs are also on a peg joint, so they can move back and forth, and they have a rotation up here. And then he also has a bend at the knee and a rotation. And nothing at the legs, so again, in articulation, these turtles are actually really nice for the price point. And in terms of that, I am actually really happy with this guy. And for some comparisons, here's Donatello comparing next to some of the human characters in April and Shredder. And here's Donatello comparing next to the classic Donatello, which he could hold his bow staff cool. Why can't you? Fail. And here's Donatello compared next to the new Chitara, who can also hold her staff well. And here's all four of the brothers together. So overall with Donatello, this is actually the first of the four turtles that I've been actually a little bit disappointed with. Because granted, his sculpt isn't really all that bad. Like, I really like the backpack that he's got going on, and he has a lot of nice detailing on him. It's just with the paint application and his way his head sculpt turned out, it's just very lackluster to me. And with his limited ways of holding his staff, and actually with him not being able to hold it all that great, other than you kind of get this pose with him holding it with two, or he just kind of holds it weird with one hand. And that, again, just doesn't really work well with me for Donatello. So overall, I actually have to say this is probably one of the turtles, if you are going to be getting all four of them, I would say you should still probably pick him up because he's not a very expensive figure. But if you just wanted him just to have a Donatello, I would probably wait and see if they put out a new version of him, because this one's just not as great for me in my opinion. So what do you guys think? Do you guys like Donatello? Do you guys think I'm wrong with this review? Or you guys think he's just too nerdy? Please let us know in the comments. If you want to see closer pictures of him, we'll have him on Facebook. If you guys want to click the link in the description below. And if you like this and want to see more stuff like this, please give us a like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching.